See, it's exciting to set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. Because you're gonna feel fear and doubt and awkward and anxious a little bit, but it just means you're being stretched. It means you're gonna have to grow to achieve these goals. And God responds to that kind of faith, right? Hey, I'm Terri Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. Today I want to talk about the #1 habit for financial freedom. And I wish so badly someone had ingrained this in me years ago, but it's never too late, is it? First, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I gave my team an assignment to read one financial book, and then I challenged them to set big financial goals by December 31st. I taught them how to set goals the right way, how to put them in writing, and then to keep them in front of their eyes all year long. Now, this was in May, so I was giving them 7 months to see what they could do by having a clear vision for their personal finances. Well, then I took them on a field trip. We rented vans and we drove to San Antonio, Texas, from Rockwall, where we are, to go hear Dave Ramsey in person. So I just want you to listen to what my team did in only 5 months with a clear vision. Some of them paid off credit cards, paid off cars, paid off 3 years of medical bills, saved $1,000 emergency money, several of them did that, started investing money. One of them even paid off their house. Now, isn't that amazing what can happen when you have a clear vision before your eyes? You know, the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Well, that's true for everything. If you don't have a vision for your finances, they'll perish. You'll just spend everything you make. That's what I used to do. So let me just ask you some vital questions, important questions about your finances. Oh, and first, I wanted to ask you if you would subscribe to this channel. That gives me so much encouragement to keep putting these videos together for you each week. You have no idea. So please take a quick second and push the subscribe button and know, without a doubt, that I am so grateful for you. Okay, the questions you need to ask yourself. Do you have 6 months of your monthly expenses saved in an emergency account? For example, if your monthly expenses are around $4,000 a month, then you need to have $24,000 in your emergency savings account that you don't even touch. Do you have 3 months? That'd be about $12,000. Do you have 1 month? $4,000. Do you have enough to last you until Friday? Most likely not, and that's where I was years ago. But listen to this. They say that 60% of Americans did not save 1 red cent last year. 60%, not 1 penny. Did you know the average American has 13 outstanding credit obligations? The average balance is more than $15,000. The average car loan is $30,000, so that's around $500 a month we're putting on the car, but not putting in the savings account. 50% of Americans have less than 1 month of their income saved for a rainy day. Dave Ramsey says, this might not sound too positive, but guess what? We're positive it's gonna rain. 2/3 of Americans would struggle to scrounge up $1,000 in emergency money. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because sometimes we just need a wake-up call to realize that something has to change. I know I did. So back to my title of this week's video. What is the #1 habit for financial freedom? Well, George Clason wrote a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, this book became a worldwide bestseller, sold millions of copies in every language around the world, and it has one basic principle in the book, and this is it. Pay yourself first. Save at least 10% of your income, period. Take 10% off of every paycheck, every single one that you receive, and pay yourself first. That is the #1 habit for financial freedom. So if you can't save 10%, start with 1% and put it in a savings account. You know, and instead of calling it a savings account, call it something exciting like funding my dream or my future wealth or my personal wealth. Now that motivates you to put something in there, because if your future wealth has $700, it's not very comforting, is it? But start paying yourself, even if you start with 1%. Save something from every paycheck and start where you are. Don't ever view something small as nothing at all. Did you know that just saving $20 a week times 52 weeks in a year is over $1,000? That's $1,040 just by saving $20 a week. That's just avoiding one restaurant outing per week, right? And here's the game changer. Make it automatic. You know, most online accounts have a little box you can check that says to transfer the money weekly, monthly, quarterly, but set it up so you have no excuse. You know, I know a lady who finally decided to get a clear vision for her finances at 56 years old. She said enough is enough, and she started saving money. She got so aggressive. She said, I'm not gonna rely on my family and friends to take care of me when I get older. She said, I'm not gonna be broke and starving in my old age. She saved over $100,000 by the time she was 62. So, well, that's encouraging, isn't it? So let me show you some of the tips I gave my staff, my team, on how to set your goals, your finances for this year. Okay, so Michael Hyatt, amazing with goal setting, he asked corporate executives at a very high level, he said, how many of you believe in the power of having goals? Every hand went up. How many of you have goals? Every hand went up. He said, how many of you have a set of written goals? 3% raised their hands. Well, Dr. Gail Matthews did a study finding that if you just write your goals down on paper, it gives you a 42% greater probability of achieving them. 42%. Who would not want that kind of advantage, right? So let me give you some quick goal setting advice. You ready? Number one is set 7 to 10 goals for the year. You know, research supports staying between 7 to 10 goals. One of the top ways that we lose focus is having too many goals to focus on. Number two is write them down, and in the present tense. Begin each goal with I am, and make it personal, like I am, I earn, I have, I drive, I weigh, I save. Number three, be very specific. I save $10,000 by December 31st. Number four, establish deadlines. Deadlines are motivating. They create this sense of urgency. Number five, stretch yourself out of your comfort zone. See, if all of your goals are in the comfort zone, it doesn't motivate you. It doesn't require you to think creatively, to pray, to put a demand on your faith. That it's, you know, it has to be something that motivates you. Ask yourself, what's the coolest thing that could happen this year? See, it's exciting to set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. Because you're going to feel fear and doubt and awkward and anxious a little bit. But it just means you're being stretched. It means you're going to have to grow to achieve these goals. And God responds to that kind of faith, right? Number six is make your goals visible and declare them all year long. You know, that's why I love vision boards, because this was discovered as the biggest reason goals are not achieved. We stick them in a drawer, we put them on a computer screen, we never go back to look at them. We leave them filed away in a 3-ring binder or on a flash drive. Never look at them. I used to do that. Oh, and let me just tell you real quick before I forget. Your offer this week is my entire vision board course that's normally $97, but we're offering it again this week for $8, and you're going to love it. Join over 25,000 students who have enrolled all over the world and are achieving their biggest dreams and goals. And I believe you're next. So get all the tools you need to make your goals visible by clicking the link and get enrolled today for only $8. Okay, this brings me to my final point. Number 7 is track your progress. You know, it's vitally important that you see where you are month to month in terms of your annual goals. This way you're not surprised when December rolls around and you suddenly discover you didn't reach your goals. No, you've been tracking them all year long. You've been looking at them all year long. So I want to challenge you real quick to study. Be a lifelong student. You know, Jim Rohn used to say, your money will only grow to the extent that you grow. So I want you to get started right now by enrolling in my online vision board course for only $8 and get serious about your financial goals this year. Now, I don't know how long we're going to offer it for $8. It's normally $97, but the number 8 means new beginnings. So if you've been waiting for it to be offered again for only $8, now is the time. And of course, you're going to get my book, the ebook, Dream It, Pen It, Live It, and the e-workbook to go along with 6 training videos. But I want to help you get your financial success, make it a priority by getting a clear vision before your eyes. So click the link in the description and you can get started today. And I'll be cheering you on to live your dreams.